guys, I want to tell you a story about something that happened to me. It was probably about maybe about 6 years ago, and it was maybe even longer than that. But I had just moved to this state, and I had just moved into the house that I live in, and I was still kind of not used to living out in the country, living by myself, and I just, from day to day, you don't really know what to expect, and I knew that it wasn't uncommon for hikers or hitchhikers to come through certain areas, because people come from all over the world sometimes to see like the blues museums and some of the things that we have to offer here, and different stuff like that. So there was this one day I had a recliner in front of my front door, and it was angled, and I liked to open up that front door, especially during the rain or something like that, and I would sit in that chair. I could look straight out my front door and just watch the tree that's right there in the yard and whatever. And on this particular day, it was the middle of summer, I was sitting in that chair, and I happened to look out the front door, and I saw this man walking into my yard, and there was no car, and I hadn't heard anything, and I did not know who this guy was. And he had a backpack on, and his clothes, he just had some pants and a shirt, and it didn't strike me that he was like a dirty or nothing. It just looked like he had been walking. He looked like he was from India, and he wasn't real dark skinned, but he had a dark, like a richer brown skin, and his hair was jet black, and it was to his shoulders. It was not past his shoulders, it was to his shoulders. And so I see him walking toward my front door, and I kind of started to panic a little bit, because like I said, I don't know you, I'm here by myself, whatever. And at the time, I had 2 pit bulls, and I had the side yard with the gate where the dogs stayed, and they would always bark when someone came to the house. But when he was walking toward the house, I don't remember them barking. They couldn't have been, because like I said, it was something that caught my eye, and I just so happened to look. I just look out the door, and there's this dude. So he came to the front door, and I got out of the chair, and I slowly put my hand up to click the lock. I locked that storm door, and he looks at me, and he had like a smirk on his face. He had kind of a little smile, but it was like a smirk. And he said, "Do you have anything to eat or drink?" And immediately I said no. And he kind of tilted his head a little bit, and like I said, he had kind of that smirk, and he said, "You don't have anything?" And I'm trying to think fast. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of panicking. I'm trying to play it off. And I was like, "Meet me by the gate." So I left the door. He walked, I didn't watch him, but he went to the gate where the dogs were. Not in the gate with the dogs, but to the gate. And I run in the kitchen. I grabbed the tallest glass I had, filled it up with ice, and I filled it up with water. And I took it outside, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, should I go get my handgun? And I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I took the water, and I walked outside. So now when I came out my back door, I was in I was in the yard with the dogs, and I look at this dude. Look, 2 big pit bulls. They never barked. That don't happen. That doesn't happen. And I look at this dude, and he had his arm over the door of the gate, petting my dogs. No. When I had those dogs, you did not. Maybe with one of them, she liked people. But you were not going to walk up to that gate and put your hands anywhere near the boy dog. He would have... No. This strange man that I had never seen before in my whole life with this suspicious backpack was petting my pit bulls, and they were just loving it. And the man was just smiling, and I'm over here thinking, do I need my gun? Ooh. So I walk over to him, and I'm being snotty. I was being super snotty because I'm not going to let you know that I'm scared of you. I'm not going to let you know that I am in sheer panic mode right now. So I look at him with a straight face, and I took the collar. I don't even remember which dog it was. I took the dog's collar and pulled the dog away from him. And I'm looking him dead in his eyes, like threatening, like, you know, like I'm gonna beat you up, really. But anyway, I was letting him know, you're not just gonna come up. I'm not naive where you're just gonna come up in here and we just gonna be friends. I don't know you, you know, whatever. So I give him the water, the glass, and he turned it up and he drank all the water, like just drink the water. He didn't even breathe. So he passes the glass back to me, and I believe he thanked me. I'm making that up because I truly don't remember, but I'm sure something was said. He still had the same smile. He had the same little smirky smile, and he walked away. You know what? At some point, I just remembered this. I might have asked him, where are you going? Either I asked him or he volunteered it, but he said he was on his way to Alabama. I'm in Mississippi. You got a long walk, but whatever. I didn't say all that. I'm just thinking. So he, you know, whatever was said, and then he started walking. He left, and I went back in the house, and I went out the front door, and I kind of run, and I'm looking because I have a building beside my house. It used to be my grandmother's store, so I'm looking around this building to see if I see him, and he's way. This dude was walking, man, God, he was like way down, but I could still see him. I'm like, dang, he's striding. So now I'm thinking, because I knew dang well I had food. I just told that man a whole lie. But, you know, I understood. I was easy on myself because, you know, I was scared or whatever. So I run in the kitchen, and I took like a travel bottle with the top on it, and I filled it up with ice, and I put water in it. And I had made those barbecue chicken legs, and I took them out, and I stuffed them in a Tupperware bowl, and I put the top on it. And then I remembered I had these cards that somebody had given me. It was one card. Somebody had given me like a little card, and it said on one side, a gift like this is a gift from God or a gift from God. And then when you turned it over, it was like all about salvation or something. So I took that card and I run back to the kitchen, and I think I might have taped it to the Tupperware. I don't even know. Maybe I just laid it down on top of it. So I wrapped it all in a bag, and I put it in the car, and then I got my dogs, and I put both my dogs in the back seat of my car, because I'm thinking, you know, even if I go down the road and this guy tries something, I got my dogs. So I put them in the car, I got my chicken, and I put the pedal to the metal. He was even further. This dude was walking, boy. And so I get closer to him, and I could see that nothing was coming. So I pulled the car up kind of beside him, and he stopped, and I got the chicken, I got the bag, and I gave it to him through the window, you know, and my dogs are right here, and they're, you know, and I gave him the bag, and I don't even remember who said what, if anything was said, I don't even remember. And I put my window up, and I drove forward over a levee, and I did a U-turn, and I went back, so I passed him again, and I went home. To this day, I wonder who that guy was. Look, scriptures talk about how we entertain angels unaware. Someone you meet and talk to or have an experience with might be an angel and you don't even know. But something about that guy has stuck with me for this long. My dogs, I don't remember my dogs ever barking. And these are two barking dogs. They bark when something was around. They didn't just bark for no reason. They were my alarm. And this guy having this smile on his face the whole time. Man, I wish I had asked him what his name was. God, but I was so caught up in caution, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. But I almost don't want to say what you know I'm thinking, because maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just some guy. Oh, and here's the other thing. He looked straight up out of India, but he had no accent whatsoever. He spoke English with no accent whatsoever. And he got his little backpack on, and I was thinking later, I was like, man, if I had known that he was not gonna do anything to me, man, I would have totally let him take a shower. I would have taken, helped him, packed up his little backpack, gave him some more food or something, whatever. And, just thinking, I really wish that I could have helped him more. And I felt bad, I'm thinking about pulling a gun on the man, and I'm hoarding my chicken. But was that Jesus? Was that Jesus? Yeah. I don't know. Was it an angel? Why did you have a smirk on your face? I know you hot. I know you tired. You got a long way to still go. You ain't got nothing to eat, nothing to drink. There's no stores for a long time. the direction he had come from, there's no stores in that direction for miles, and he still, when he got to my house, you still got a ways to walk before you reach a gas station. So I know you're tired, I know you're hot, I know you're thirsty, but you're smiling like a mug. And he wasn't sweaty or nothing. He didn't have like crazy sweat or anything. He just walked up on my porch with a smile and asked me for some food or water, something to eat or drink. Do you have anything to eat or drink? And y'all, if that was Jesus, I'm about to shoot Jesus. I was gonna shoot Jesus. I told him I didn't have nothing. I lied to Jesus, y'all. Pulled my pit bull away from him. Didn't even want him to pet my dog. Ooh. But you know, whether it was Jesus or not, God understood. He knew, he heard me. I was scared. I was by myself. I don't know who this man is. But what if Jesus had visited me? What if I fed Jesus barbecue chicken? And what did he need to do in Alabama? Who was he going to see in Alabama? What miracle was he going to do in Alabama? That's so cool. And you know, maybe it was just some dude. Maybe it was just some guy that was hot and thirsty. I should have, you know, and then we think, you know, if that had been Jesus, I would have brought him in the house, turned the air conditioner on, you know, whatever. I will never forget that story. I'll never forget how I felt when he came to the door. But I'll really never forget how I felt when he was gone. And I really gave it some thought, like who could that have been? Isn't that something? What if Jesus came to see me? And that would have been my opportunity to be like, oh, come in here, sit down. Why is this? Why is that? What should I do about this? I don't know. I wish he'd come back. But, you know, and sometimes I think, was that a test? He wanted to see what I was going to do? I don't know. He would have already known what I was going to do, but was it for an experience for me? What if, and this one's my favorite, and it's just a thought, just an idea. What if Jesus wanted to just see me as a person? What if the creator of the whole universe just wanted to come and see me? That is some heavy stuff. That's some heavy stuff. I hope that's the truth. I hope that's what happened. I don't know. If I hadn't been alone, I probably would have brought him in. I know. But I probably would have brought him in. Let him sit at the table and rest. Gave him some stuff. Gave him some lemonade or something. I always think after it's said and done, what I wish I had done or what I could have done better. I've apologized. I've cried. Like, Lord, if that was you, I'm sorry. I should have done this. I should have done that. I didn't know. And he understands. He knows. I would have been foolish to open my door, not knowing who this person was. It's just a very sweet memory that I have. And I just wanted to share it with you. All right, I will see you later.